Then, after Romeo takes the poison, almost immediately, Juliet wakes up, which again is a structural choice by Shakespeare, just to really emphasise the tragedy, how close Romeo was to seeing that Juliet wasn't dead, just to really reinforce, again, the idea that fate is in control and that this fate is inevitable for them. So Juliet wakes, sees Romeo dead, she kisses him to see if there's any poison left on his lips, because in the same way that he, hearing of Juliet's death, thought that the only option was suicide, she has the same impulse. And she brought a dagger with her, or placed it next to her, so that if for any reason it didn't work, she could kill herself rather than marry Paris. So when she sees that there's no poison left, she decides to stab herself, and she says that she will die with a restorative. So similarly to what Romeo was saying about thy drugs are quick, that she sees death as a restorative, as a medicine, something that will heal her, because she just wants to be with Romeo, and that's the only way for her to be with him. Again, this idea of something bad turning to something good in their eyes. And she talks about her dagger as a happy dagger, happy meaning fortunate. So again, the idea of something bad turning to something good, this kind of oxymoronic sense of death as good as healing and restoring, because that's how powerful their love is for each other. So Friar Lawrence tries to persuade Juliet to leave, and he tells her that he'll place her with some nuns amongst the sisterhood of nuns, but Juliet refuses, sends him away, and again showing that she is very different from how she was at the beginning, that love has transformed her and changed her, and made her very decisive and brave, but she has decided that she is going to destroy herself, that there's no other option for her, which is quite an extreme thing, and especially given the context where, so this is set in Verona, which in medieval times, before Shakespeare's time, but the assumption would have been that they were all Catholic, so it's defying even religion to do this. That's how important her love is to her. So she stabs herself, because she sees suicide as the only option now that Romeo is dead. And then, because the servant, the page, summoned the watch, almost everybody turns up after this, the prince and the Capulets and the Montagues, and the watch, the kind of police as well. And seeing all of this, the prince says to Lord Montague and Lord Capulet, "See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love." A scourge is like a whip, so it's the idea that this is a punishment to the Capulets and the Montagues because of their feud. The idea that God, heaven, is punishing them because of it. And the idea of something incredibly painful and violent. And it says that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. So again, the idea that something good, the love that Romeo and Juliet have for each other, is turned to a punishment for their families. And almost the idea, I think, of a fitting punishment, because they've allowed their feud to kill so many people. So the idea of justice through the deaths of Romeo and Juliet, a just punishment for the Capulets and the Montagues. We found out that Lady Montague has died because she was so aggrieved by the news of Romeo's banishment. And then seeing what has gone on, there's a reconciliation between the Capulets and the Montagues. So Lord Capulet says, "Oh, brother Montague," the idea that they are family now, that they're going to be unified and loving to each other, that the feud will end. And the prince, having implied there's a sense of justice, saying that all are punished, ends kind of fulfilling the role that the chorus played at the beginning, kind of summing everything up. And he talks about that morning bringing a glooming peace. So again, this sense of maybe not quite oxymoron, but juxtaposition, a glooming peace, the idea of bringing together something bad and turning it into something good, but this idea that there is both good and bad in it, and that is what fate has done, has created this punishment that has brought pain, but also has brought something good, has brought about the recognition that the feud is pointless, and that really they're all just, or should be, one big family. And then the Montagues and Capulets have also decided to raise a statue in pure gold of Romeo and Juliet. So the idea that they have a legacy, that their love lives on through that reconciliation, through the peace that has been created in Verona. Right, we are done. Well done for getting through this, and good luck for your exams.